This is Jerry with Jerry's Retirement Wisdom. I've been to Hobby Lobby. We found a bunch of new storage ideas that might be useful around your boat. I've also found a few items with which we can make some fishing hacks. And you're probably wondering why I've got a model car here. Well, we're not building a model car, but if you stick around to the end, I'll show you what we can do with some of this Tester's model paint. Why don't you come along? Hack number 1. This caught my eye. It's a 6-compartment storage caddy. It's got a handle and it really has a lot of storage capacity. Inside it's got a little tray, and then down inside there's room for some bulk storage. Besides that, on the outside there are 6 of these small storage compartments that snap free, and you can load these, and then when they're full you can add these to storage caddy, and you've got really some good capacity in a small package. And that's going to be great for taking out on the boat or carrying along the bank when you're fishing. So our storage caddy inside, you can put egg sinkers, hooks, beads, small and large. You got room down inside for some bulk storage, and it even holds line spools. So there's your bulk storage. On the side you can load these up and they just snap free. And as an example, I've got this one with line stoppers, hooks, my hookies. Over here we've got more hooks and beads and swivels and whatnot. And you can really load this caddy up. There's 5 compartments in each one of these small containers, and there's 6 of those. So right there's 30 compartments plus your bulk storage. So it's a really neat storage caddy. And it came from the Hobby Lobby for only $4.99. Hack number 2. This divided storage case came from Hobby Lobby, and the thing I really like about it is it's deep. It comes with dividers that you can rearrange, but as you can see, it's pretty deep this way. So if I want to put some larger baits in here, I've got the capacity where some of the other storage solutions are pretty shallow. As you can see, this divided case has the capacity to carry some of my larger crankbaits, which really makes it nice because oftentimes those are hard to fit into a storage container. And I think it was $3.99 at the Hobby Lobby. Hack number 3. I found this at Hobby Lobby for $1.49 in the jewelry department. It's for storage. These are large stackable boxes. I found these before that are a little smaller, so it was interesting to find these large ones. They're threaded on the bottom so you can stack them, and you can add more and more of these if you want, and then they come with the lid here on the top. This large storage container will handle those large egg sinkers, of course larger hooks, larger beads, and it'll even handle those small spinner baits. So for $1.49 you got some pretty good storage capacity from Hobby Lobby. Hack number 4. You've seen me load up these storage containers that come from Hobby Lobby. They're small, but they're really nice for carrying little things like hooks and beads. Well, I ran across these in the jewelry storage area, and for $2.79 you get 4 of these tubes. And what I like about these tubes is I like a lot of these repellers that are long and skinny, and I can feed these right down in these tubes, and they're going to carry those repeller lures just fine, and you won't have any trouble with those treble hooks getting caught on anything. And you can hang them up or just leave them loose in your tackle box. But for $2.79, it's a nice storage solution from Hobby Lobby. Hack number 5. I found this at Hobby Lobby. It's called a digital row counter, and it was only $1.49. And what this is for is when you're doing crocheting, knitting, and that sort of thing, and you need to keep track of how many rows you've created, this thing wraps around your finger and latches. But if any of you have been on one of those fishing trips where it gets real competitive and you need to keep a fish count going, this thing would be ideal to take along with you. You can stick it on your finger out of your way, and then you can count your fish, and then you can see at the end of the day who was the better fisherman. So for $1.49 at Hobby Lobby, a pretty neat little fish counter. Hack number 6. Found this storage container at Hobby Lobby. It was only $4.99, and it's called a medium utility box. And what's neat about this box is it's got your dividers, and you can position the dividers they send with it however you want. It has these long storage compartments. You can also divide this large compartment using the longer divider, and you can put 3 long storage compartments in there. And in my mind, that's a really good way to put this to use. I can load this storage container with some of the longer baits that I use. I can also use this large area to put in packaged products that I don't want to take out of the package, and I need a little room for those. And it's even got space enough to handle those large spinner baits. So it's a nice storage box. It was only $4.99, and it's called a medium utility box from Hobby Lobby. Hack number 7. This is a large utility box from Hobby Lobby. It was only $5.99, but this has a lot of capacity. It comes with all the dividers like the medium storage box did. As you can imagine, by utilizing all of those dividers that are provided, you could really set this storage box up as a tackle box, and it has lots of room for just about anything you want to load in there. And it gives you a lot of flexibility because they provide so many dividers that you can rearrange however you want. So for $5.99, I've got a real nice tackle box from Hobby Lobby. Hack number 8. I found these at Hobby Lobby. They're smooth foam balls, 16 to a pack for $2.49. And the thing I like about them is they're really smooth. You know, some styrofoam balls are rough on the outside. So if you'd want to paint this or something, it's going to hold a nicer finish. And what you can do is take your kitchen skewer, bamboo skewer, and just shove that through these smooth styrofoam balls. And what you end up with is basically a bobber on a stick. So trim that off. You can take your razor blade knife and split the end here. And then all you got to do to put it on your line is run your line through the split end and knot it. And you've got yourself a little bobber. Let the grandkids paint them up. Easy peasy. And they only cost $2.49 at Hobby Lobby. Then pick up a bamboo skewer out of the kitchen and you made yourself a little bobber for pan fishing. Hack number 9. In the past, when I've made bobbers, what I've done is run a kitchen skewer through a styrofoam ball. Or not very long ago, I took one of these hollow skeletons and I made sort of a Halloween bobber by putting a piece of plastic tubing through there, and you can make a bobber that slides up and down the line. Sometimes in the past I've used these, and these are called chain ends, and they're from the jewelry department. I bought these online. I think I paid about $8 or $10 for these, and I got a whole bunch. But they have an eyelet in them, and then they have a hollow tube, and if you use super glue, you can trim up your wood and glue those up in there. Or in this case, you can try to make that fit, but it's a little large. Well, I happened to be in Hobby Lobby and I found these. These are called cord crimps, and basically the way they work is it's the same principle as our chain ends, except we can crimp these on using a pair of pliers, much like you do an electrical fitting. So I can just take these cord crimps and I can crimp these onto my bobber I made, and I can put one on each end, Now I can tie these to my line, and I've got a fixed bobber. And I didn't have to use super glue or anything like that, although I might touch it with a drop just for security. But they crimp on. So basically, you don't need any particular tools. You can make a fixed bobber. And you can do the same thing here with wood. You just take one of your crimped ends and lay your wood in there and crimp it. Now I have a fixed bobber instead of a sliding bobber. So they were only $3.99, and you get quite a package of them, so they'll last quite a good while. And they're called cord crimps from Hobby Lobby. Hack 10. I found this box at Hobby Lobby, and it was only $7.99. It's called an art bin, but what it was for is it has a tray in the top and storage in the bottom, which would be good for your art supplies. I like the way the tray comes out and stores right in the top there, so if you're bank fishing and you're trying to open your box and keep things from spilling out, that's really nice. So what you can do with this is load it up and it'll become a tackle box, which I would especially like because of its size for bank fishing. So now I've got my little tackle box loaded up. I've got lures, hooks, sinkers in my tray. Down in the bottom I've got capacity for a couple spools of line. So I've got my pliers, my line cutters, a lighter, a bobber. It's a nice little box. And you can really load it up and make it a sort of a small tackle box. It only costs $7.99 at Hobby Lobby. Hack number 11. I found these at Hobby Lobby. They're called eye pins, and these happen to be reduced because they're a color that apparently doesn't sell as well, but there are others. The regular price is $4.99, and even at $4.99, it's not a bad buy. They call these eye pins, they're basically metal with an eye in them. But the eye is pretty strong. What you can do, you can take a styrofoam ball and take this eye pin and just shove it through the styrofoam ball. Then take a pair of needle nose pliers, roll the end that protrudes, roll it up. Now what I've made is a little bobber with eyes on each end. Tie that to my line and I'm good to go. I recently picked up these smooth balls. Take one of these eye pins, same thing, just shove it through my smooth styrofoam ball. Put me a little eye out on the end here. Made myself a small bobber. Get the grandkids to paint them up, and you got easy peasy panfish bobbers. And all I had to do is buy some of these discounted eye pins and use a couple styrofoam balls, and I made bobbers with just a few items from Hobby Lobby. Hack number 12. If you've ever done a model, whether as a kid or even later on, I happened to build this one during COVID. It gave me something to do since we were stuck in the house. And it's a model of my first car. So if you've ever done a model, you know that Testors is the brand of model paint that everyone's familiar with. Hobby Lobby carries Testors. This bottle was $2.69. And this one happens to be metallic blue. You've seen me paint up a jig head using fingernail polish. I think I found something that might work even better. Testors model glue is oil based, so it's going to really put a nice finish on this jig head, and when it dries it's not coming off. And you can get lots of colors. I just happen to see this one, and it's metallic blue, but as you can see, it covers really well. It's going to be a real nice color. It's got a little metallic in it, so I'm hoping it'll have a little shine when it's done. So for $2.99, you can get a little bottle of Testors model paint, And I think that's going to do a really good job of livening up a couple of these doll jig heads that I've got in my tackle box. And you can get it in lots of different colors, and some of them are metallic at Hobby Lobby. This has been Jerry with Jerry's Retirement Wisdom. I hope you liked today's video. If you did, be sure to hit like, subscribe, and that notification bell. If you'd like to see some more of my videos, just click right there. We'll see you next time.